3, 2, 1, ignition.
Okay, quick update on the painting, and I do apologize for the delay in getting the second video out, but I'll tell you, the tedious painting and the waiting for the paint to dry has just kind of dragged this project along. But I do want to show you where I'm at and kind of show you how I'm doing what I'm doing, and maybe you'll understand why it's taking me a while. First of all, let me show you the progress on some of the smaller pieces. The capsule, I have painted it black, as well as the aft end of it white, and then the adapter piece white, which will plug into the second stage. Now the second stage, I'm going to show you here in a second. The whole second stage is basically a silver color. However, there are going to be some very thin lines that wrap around it that need to be white stripes. So I painted the whole stage white. I'm going to mask off where the stripes are going to be. Then I'm going to paint this whole thing silver. Then when I remove that tape, then I'll have my 3 white stripes. So a lot of white paint for 3 very, very thin stripes. I'll show you how I did that. And this is what it's going to look like. This is stage 1, and this is basically the same process. You can see that thin white line wrapped around it like a band. And what I basically did was I painted the whole thing white, ran a very thin mask tape around there, and then painted it silver, and then removed the tape, and that's what you get. So we're going to end up with that stripe on here, but 3 of them. So that's how that's going to work out. The engine area, the 2 main engines on stage 1 have been painted a gunmetal paint. I do need to do some fine detail painting around the nozzle where it attaches to the base. There's some different variant colors, like there's a white band that goes around the base here, so I want to touch that with probably a paintbrush or a toothpick. And then the second stage engine was also painted with the gunmetal paint. And this was all just done by hand with the paintbrush. It just seemed like a lot of work to set up the airbrush for such small little parts. But now I am airbrushing the silver though on the first and second stage. I've also got the bulkhead ready to go into second stage when it's done. Once I get this painted and done, then I can glue the bulkhead in, as well as the single engine. So that's that. But I do want to show you real quick how I make my thin maskings for those thin stripes. So what I do is I just take a thin piece of Tamiya masking tape, and I take a piece of wax paper and just simply lay it down on the wax paper, because the wax paper does not remove much of the adhesive, if any. Then you just simply get a straight edge ruler and your X-Acto knife, and you almost want to make it as thin as you possibly can. There. And then just, there you go. So now you want to be careful and get just the masking tape and not lift the wax paper, because it does want to pull it up with it. There you go. So there is our, I don't know if you can see that on the film, very thin mask. And you don't want to handle it too much, because every place you touch will slightly remove some of the adhesive. Let me remove this from the clamp, because I had it drying with the white paint. So you simply want to take the tape, lay it down where it needs to go, and the trick is keeping it perpendicular to the body, and then just hold it straight and rotate the stage. And whenever you get to a little protrusion that sticks out, you got to use your nail to kind of wedge it into the corners, like so. And then continue the wrap. Right back to where you started. Now once you get back to where you started, You can trim off just a little bit. What I kind of like to do is try to fold maybe the last 1/8 of an inch back. So that gives you something to grab onto when you peel the tape off. There we go. So there's one. You can see hopefully it shows up on focus. And it's kind of wobbling because my toothpick is wobbly. But you get the idea. So I'm going to do that 2 more times and get the other 2 stripes put down. And then I'm going to hit this with the airbrush with the silver paint. And she'll be done. I do need to do on stage 1 some black and white checkering, which you've probably seen in the intro. And no need to really show you how I'm going to do that. You understand how I'm just going to lay the tape down. So next video, you will see hopefully a completed model with decals. The decals are minimal on this, which is fortunate because it's very small and tedious work. But I think it's coming along really nice. It's really hard to construct it because parts are kind of all over the place. But anyway, you get the idea. So thanks for watching, and we will catch you in the next video to wrap it up.